My name is Sangeeta Nath. I'm a product marketer with Zoho One, and today we will talk about how you can go remote with Zoho One. So, in times like these, when it's very difficult to run a business physically or to meet people randomly, we have been taking all this for granted for so long, but now it has become absolutely important that we take our businesses and some of our everyday workings of the business online, and we need to go digital. So there have been a lot of companies who started with digital platforms itself because of the kind of work they do. But there are many such people all around the world who haven't really gotten a taste of digital, or haven't really taken their business on the cloud yet. But now and today is the time we need to do that. So I am here today talking to you about how can you go remote with Zoho One. Let us begin. So, before we even talk about what is Zoho One and we get into what Zoho One is, let us talk about what is remote work, how the perception of remote work has changed, how but these days it is much more important. It has become much more important than it was ever before. So if you think remote workers are just, slackers who sit in their pajamas and their jammies at home and almost do no work, you have to think again, because maybe it was true a few years ago that everyone in office used to think, okay, he or she is taking work from home, he's not going to work, he just doesn't want to apply for a leave, and that's why he or she is putting work from home. But that is not the case anymore. Typically, a remote worker is everyone who leaves the office behind. A remote worker is someone who doesn't sit at their designated office desk every day. It is someone who's free from the traditional desk setup in an office, every day 9 to 5 jobs or 9 to 7 jobs, every day commuting to work, keeping your bag down on the desk and sit there and work. Everyone who does not do that, who is free from those traditional desk setups, is a remote worker. A remote worker often travels. He works out of coffee shops, airports, hotel rooms, and even cabs at times. So anywhere and everywhere you can think of having an internet connection, a remote worker can work there, as long as that person either has a phone or a laptop with an active internet connection. Remote working should be a breeze. Now, with this pandemic upon us, it's very evident right now that remote work is not going away anytime soon. With this new reality in effect, the perception of working remotely has drastically changed even for the past few months. We have a lot of partners who have been working remotely for the past decade because their entire business is, online, and their customers are scattered all over the place. So they have been doing a lot of remote work. But even when we speak to them, they have told us that now the flavor of remote work, the way people are looking at remote work, has definitely changed, because now everyone is online. No one is there in offices, no one is there on the roads, no one is really meeting up for a coffee or a meeting physically. Everyone is doing everything online. So even though their businesses had been online for, say, a decade, their customers were still working physically, so they had some leeway to talk to them or meet them. But now even that has changed. Now everyone has uh, begin to work online. So everyone is a remote worker right now. I am sitting here in my office desk today at home. I have a separate office setup at home and talking to you about remote work. Even I have become a remote worker for the past 3-4 months. So, keeping this in mind, let's see what are the three critical differences between in office working and remote working. So, I have taken the liberty of splitting the differences into 3 points. First is the managerial level discussions. We will go through them one by one. Then there's communication and perception, the way you communicate and the way people perceive you. Then there is the culture of the community, of the company itself. Let's move on. Okay, so the first critical difference is management. So if you see in this infographic, at the center of every decision there is a leader, and he has these multiple roles that he has to do. He has to keep a positive attitude, he has to learn from failure, he has to be listening, he has to give you constructive criticism, he has to accept responsibilities for mistakes, and he has to own up for his wrong decisions. All this is definitely a job for a leader. But for a remote leader, for a leader who's now working remotely, these things become doubly challenging. Now he has to be, I keep saying he, because he or she, please take it as he or she. Now the leader has to be more the leader has to be more clear on the way he talks. The leader has to be more efficient in the way he communicates. He has to be more sensitive towards other people's mindsets and how his words are being perceived. So say he has to just look at this point on your left, clarifying the problem and making logical decisions. Now clarification of the problem becomes the core work that the leader, that he has to do. There has been a situation where two co-workers or two people in the same team have had difficulty to communicate with each other. So the leader has to come in, or the leader was not able to communicate his or her thoughts clearly to the team. This will become doubly important because now no one is seeing each other. Everyone is sitting in front of a laptop at home and working, and they do not know what the other person is thinking or what the other person is feeling. You do not have the liberty to turn around and ask your colleague for some advice, some quick advice. Now you have to go pick up your phone or ping them on a chat to know what that person thinks of, say, what you've written or an ad copy that you've come up with. Now the leadership roles are becoming doubly difficult because now no one is talking to one another physically. They are not face to face. So now he has to be more listening, he has to be more supportive, he has to make sure the kind of language he is using is not perceived as anything else than what he means to convey. So all of this that you see on the screen now becomes doubly challenging for a leader who is working remotely. So this will be one of the differences, where in office working will be different from remote working for the management or for the leadership roles. Next is communication and perceptions. So here you see a list of 10 essential social skills. These can be generic social skills that everyone needs to have. You have to be assertive and not aggressive. You have to know your channels. You have to be flexible. You have to show respect and all that. Now, if you notice, all of these will become very critical when you are not seeing a person. Take, for example, the first point, maintaining eye contact. It is very important. It is the first social skill that a person needs to have, at least in the workplace, is to maintain eye contact. When you maintain eye contact, you know what the person is thinking. You know how the person might react, because before even you react, your eyes will give away the expression for you. But while you are working remotely, you do not have the liberty to maintain eye contact with the person. The nearest and the closest to maintaining an eye contact that you can come to will be when you do a video call one-on-one with someone. That's the closest contact you will get. So now communication is becoming more challenging because you don't get to see the person or how the person is reacting. We as people always tend to change the way we talk as we grasp the way someone is responding to your comments. We either become more aggressive, or we become more assertive, or we become more polite. Like when you talk to your boss, you would not use the same language, same tonality of your voice as when you speak to your colleagues, or someone who's younger to you, or someone who's junior in the ranks in the company. So, and your body language, if someone is exasperated by what you're saying, or you are exasperated and frustrated by some by something that someone is talking to you about, the body language will give it away. You will either roll your eyes, or you'll take your hands and you throw your hands up in the air. All that you cannot see when you're remotely working. Thus, you have to be even more careful about the words that you are using, because language is the only thing that you will be able to convey, that you will be able to share when you are working remotely. And with that kind of communication comes a perception, how the other person will perceive what you are saying. So, because all the visual cues are missing, and the person will perceive you only with the language that you use, only with what you say. Moving on. Then comes culture. So culture is the culture of the company itself. Company itself on the whole, and then there is a culture that the team has. There's a culture that sales people have. There's a culture that the support people will have. The marketers may have a different culture in their team setup. So culture can be a lot of things based on different perspectives. But let us look at this. The New York Times reports that workers are happiest when these four needs are met. So what are these four needs? Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And absolutely in that order. So physical needs can be, gained through the need can be met through opportunities to regularly renew and recharge at work. So every day you go to work, you keep your back down, you open your laptop. It gives you a sense of purpose. It is a routine. And you get on to work, say at 10:30 in the morning, you grab yourself a cup of coffee, you chit chat with your colleagues, and then you sit down to work. That can give you physical gratification, a sense of routine. Then comes something called a mental gratification, when you have the opportunity to focus in an absorbed way, okay, on your most important tasks, and define when and where the work gets done. So mental satisfaction or mental gratification comes when you absorb yourself in the work that you're doing, when you feel, okay, I'm good at something like this, or I'm good at writing, I'm good at doing webinars, I'm good at writing content, I can ship a blog post faster than anyone else. So you know your strengths and you absorb yourself in the work there, and you yourself have the freedom to define when and where the work will get done. That is mental, that at that level your mental need will be met. Then after that it comes emotional. The emotional need is something a little more complicated. It You need to feel valued by your teammates or by your boss of the contributions that you are doing. Okay, so your contributions need to be it's not a validation, but it's motivation for you. When someone appreciates you, you feel valued, that yes, you are doing something for the team, you indeed are valuable, and your efforts are going somewhere and are being recognized. I think all of us feeling appreciated and valued. None of us would want to feel like whether you stay or not, it doesn't make a difference. None of us would like to feel that. So that is where our emotional needs are met, when we feel valued and appreciated for our contributions. And then the highermost need is the spiritual need. So you do more of what you do best, and by feeling connected to a higher purpose at work. Now, after a few years of working in any job, say 3 years, 5 years, depends on how you think, suddenly you start all your other needs are met, your physical, mental, and emotional needs are met, and suddenly you start asking yourself that, what is my bigger purpose here in this company? Am I contributing to what the company believes in? Is the culture of the company is the culture of the company the same as what my culture is? Do I see eye to eye with the culture that the company proclaims to have? And those things, when those sort of questions are met and you have an answer or a positive answer to those sort of questions, that is when you receive spiritual gratification. So all of this combined gives you a sense of culture. So I am talking about work here, but You can use this in a socio economic context too, but today let us only talk about work. So when all of this is met, is something that you will feel gratified about. You will feel that the culture of the company, the culture in which you are working, the culture of the team is well suited for what you are doing. So in a few of this will get delayed, or it will not be handed out to you as easily as when you were in office. So now that when you are working remotely, it takes some time for people to recognize your work, because they are not seeing you work. They will only see how much you show them. You have to talk to them in team meetings. You have to update your boss about everything that you're doing. Only then will you realize that people will only know how much you tell them. So much of that depends on you too. So these were the three critical differences when it comes to in-office working and remote working. The first one was management, then we saw communication and perception, and then is culture. So remote work hence has become the future of work. So now it is very evident that remote work might not go away totally at all. So perceptions of, because perceptions of remote work are changing rapidly. All of us are getting used to this new normal. The first month we were in denial, second month we were exasperated, and now the third month and the fourth month we are kind of settling into the routine. And then there are crucial levels. It's crucial to maintain the levels of productivity and communications for leaders and employees alike. And the leaders and employees have to make sure that they have to align their skills and expectations to each other, so that there are no unsaid rules there, because it won't work when it comes to remote work. And every business now out there, including all of us, even the workers, whether we are business owners or we are workers or we are employees, we are facing a new reality that remote work is the future of work. This is just a small quote I found from the product manager of Automatic. She says, we are shaping the future of work, and it is on us to make sure that it is getting better for everyone. So remote work doesn't have to make you miserable. Doesn't have to make you don't have to feel that you are alone. You don't have to feel lonely. You might be working alone, but you should not be lonely. That's the kind of team spirit, the sense of team bonding that you need to create. And it has a lot to do with your management and your company culture too. Now, let us come to what is Zoho One. I'm sure most of you already know what is Zoho One, so I'll just skim through this and reach the products in some time. So the operating system for business, Zoho One, that is what we call Zoho One in Zoho, the operating system for business. It is our sophisticated approach to give you a business software which is integrated with all our other softwares, whether it is within Zoho or outside of Zoho. It's all integrated, and it is a customizable system to work smarter and grow faster. So in Zoho itself, we have 45 plus products, and Zoho One combines all those products under one umbrella suite, which is called Zoho One, which is the operating system for your business. So each application, each product is integrated with each other, and in turn is also customizable, so that you can customize the product based on what you need and how you would like the product to work. Let's see what is possible with Zoho One. So with the breadth and depth of Zoho One, many things and many solutions are possible. We can help you improve individual departments within your organization or transform core processes across your business. So either you need help with marketing or you need help with operations. You can pick and choose whatever products out of the 45 plus products there are. You can pick and choose what you need. Either you can transform a specific department, individual department in your organization, or you can transform the processes. Say the sales processes is all over the place. You don't know how your marketing spend is being recorded. Anything and everything out there, you can use our products and transform your business processes across your business, front end, back end, everything. So why is Zoho One apt for remote working? This is just very, this is the gist of what Zoho One provides to you. So as we already spoke about, it is an all-in-one suite for all Zoho products: sales, marketing, finance, and HRMS. And then the depth and breadth of applications for end-to-end businesses. We have applications for all kinds of business processes or business needs. It is a multi-layered and customizable platform. Why do I call it multi-layered? Because it has a layer of platform. Then there is a platform is more like what it is the back end of the product. It is the platform is what Zoho One is built on. I have spoken more about this in detail in our other webinars. I will leave a link for you in the chat after this webinar is done. So there is a platform layer on which Zoho One is built on. Then we provide services, and on top of that, we have applications or products that are the end result that you use when you see Zoho Mails, when you see Zoho CRM. That's the end product. Then there is one admin console and a unified dashboard. So when you log into Zoho One, the admins get one unified dashboard and a console to take care of all their business needs, to take care of the users, the roles and permissions, and anything and everything that they would like to customize is available right there in the admin console, and a unified dashboard for the admins in Zoho One. Then there are pre-built and custom analytics dashboards. There are dashboards for you to make analysis. Okay. And there are pre-built dashboards. There are sales dashboards. There are marketing spend revenue dashboards. There are marketing ROI dashboards, sales ROI dashboards. A lot of it is pre-built, but if you need more dashboards, more data from what your system has, you can customize your analytics or the reports that you can generate also. Then there are inbuilt integrations and business process flows. Every product integrates with each other as well as with a lot of third-party vendors. And the most important, privacy, security, and peace of mind comes included with Zoho One. We are very aware how important privacy and security is for customers worldwide now, and we make sure that we take care of our customers' data very vigilantly. So privacy, security, and peace of mind comes included for you if you buy Zoho One. Okay. Now today we will talk about these 5 products in Zoho One, which will help you in transitioning to remote working, at least a basic company setup. Qlik, Connect, Writer, WorkDrive, and Showtime. These are the 5 products. I will tell you what each product does in the following slides. So as we talk about the products, let us take an example of a digital marketing agency for use case. Okay. So the digital marketing agency is called Momentum Design Labs, a digital marketing agency with a strength of 50 plus people. The company has 4 departments of operation: content, design, marketing, and training. Okay. And it has a fully refurbished office space, a sprawling campus, and they have been in the market for 4 years, and they are planning to do market expansion. This is just a little bit details about the company. What's important for you here is the third point. The 4 departments for operation are content, design, marketing, and training. We will use these 4 departments and talk about what products these people use to go digital or to help them transition to remote working. So before we get into the example, let's see what each of these products do. So Zoho Qlik is a chat application which is equipped with audio and video conferencing tools and email and advanced search capabilities. It runs through all our products for contextual understanding and contextual information. Then there is Zoho Connect. Zoho Connect is like an intranet portal, like a Facebook kind of an intranet portal for your organization, for idea iterations and semi-formal open-ended discussions. You can talk to your teams and colleagues and help them iterate on any marketing ad copy or any content that you have written or any idea that has just struck you. Then there is Zoho Writer, an online document writer with advanced editing and collaboration capabilities. It is an online document writer with editing capabilities and sharing capabilities throughout your organization. Then there is Zoho Work Drive, a document storage online platform with niche and targeted sharing for all your team needs. Then there's Showtime, which is an online training and classroom tool. Today, I'm using Showtime for you to show you this webinar. Let's go ahead. Okay, so first we will talk about Zoho Click. We will just look at the UI of each of these products and then get into the example of how these people in Momentum Design Labs have used these 5 products to complete a task. So Click, Zoho Click. So this is just a screenshot of how a normal video call looks like in Zoho Click. On the side, if you see contextually, you will also be able to open, if you see the chat here, if you click on this bubble here, the chat console itself will open up for you. And while you are having a video call with someone, whether it's you or your team, it's just one person or 5 people, you can have a contextual text here on the side. Your chat can go on, so you can share links, you can iterate on your ideas while you are on a call. Then this is how the Zoho Click UI looks like. So once you minimize your video console, it will come to your on the right bottom here, and the entire screen will be workable for you. So you can have parallel conversations while you're listening to someone else in your group call. You can mute yourself, switch off your audio, share your screen, share some details about what contextually you guys are talking about. And Zoho Click is connected with your teams and the tools you love. It is connected with every product in Zoho, as well as many third-party applications as well, like Zendesk, like MailChimp and Crashlytics and Trello. Zoho Click comes integrated with all of this. Now let's see Connect. Okay, so Zoho Connect, it's like an intranet portal where you can have conversations, not just one-on-one conversations. You can have conversations in a group. You can have conversations with your team. You can brainstorm about ideas and new ad copies and new content renditions, and you can make decisions faster. So instead of sitting with your team and iterating about the ideas, think of it as an online platform for a roundtable meeting with your friends over coffee. You're just doing it online on Zoho Connect. Then you can translate your ideas into actions by downloading reports, adding manuals and files and everything. And at the same time, you can build your own knowledge base. So it is a digital workplace solution for your team where you can increase culture and engagement. So every time you iterate on ideas, engagement improves, and you can have semi-formal communications, whether it is business communication or whether it is you want to talk about a team trip. It is like a social intranet. It is like a Facebook kind of console that helps you upload pictures and gives reactions to pictures and ideas, iterations and comments. And then it also helps you to store information in columns such as manuals and files. So anytime you are on Connect and you need to access something, you don't have to go out of the product to access anything that you need. You can store your information right where you need it in manuals and in files. And then you have calendars, you have events, and you have task management platforms which can make your plans work. You can set due dates, you can set priority, you can assign a task to someone, you can assign events, you can share responsibility all across the board. And this is how Zoho Connect looks. So then comes Zoho Writer. So Zoho Writer is an online writing tool for you. So here, it's just a screenshot of how the UI of the product looks in a laptop. So as you see, both the sides of the screen are empty. It gives you a free space for your writing to flow. Anytime you need functions or more options to show up, you just click on this 3 lines here, and when you click on that, a sidebar opens up with all your formatting options in place. Anytime you don't need it, click on the same button and it will go away for you and give you a clean blank space to so that it's not too cluttered for you. So here is a traditional product marketing text that say I am writing, and I have shared it with Sylvia and Lauren to get their ideas on how the writing should be. Each writer, each author who comes to your uh, writer document will have a pre-coded color given to them, so that you know which person has edited what part for you. You can do it online, you can accept the changes or you can even reject them, and you can always comment on what you think is not suitable for you or something that you really like. I'll take an example of this. So I'm writing this ad copy for Project Happy Shopping. Say I have to do a website, and I come up with a few marketing copies for this. But Anil goes ahead and thinks that instead of having something in continuous tense, let us change it to project. He puts a colon and changes it to Happy Shop. So this is a live, as the person is editing, you can see live what's happening too. You can keep track of changes. So it really helps you in seeing the way the other person is thinking, and also avoids all the ruckus of you having to create multiple drafts of the same document, edited 1, edited 2, edited 15. It just keeps editing the same document, and if you need anything that you had written before, you can go to history and you can always get back the content that you need. Then let's come to WorkDrive. WorkDrive is nothing but your online storage platform. It's on the cloud. You can store your PDFs, you can store your writing materials, you can store your writer documents, you can store your presentations, everything in one console. And like you can see, you can have folders for yourself, you can have folders for your teams. So I'm included in accounting, I'm included in annual events, I have a marketing folder, and I can share each and every of these documents to anyone and everyone I need, and I can make it public to someone who does not have WorkDrive either. So it creates a public link, and if you just paste that link on the browser, you should be able to access the document with the permissions that the author or the writer has provided for you. So it is an online platform where you can collaborate, share, iterate, and store your files, your presentations, your ideas, all in one cloud application called Zoho WorkDrive. Then we come to Zoho Showtime, which is something I'm using today. It is a training tool for online webinars, for classroom teaching, for recorded sessions, anything and everything that you need to teach or to study for training purposes. Zoho Showtime is the place to go. So once I create a session, Zoho Showtime gives me 3 options of sessions. So remote session. Remote session is something that I'm using today. Then there is face-to-face session. A face-to-face session is when I'm teaching a classroom and when I'm physically there, but I have to show them something online. So I have to have I want to project something on the board, so I can use the face-to-face session for that. And then there is on-demand session, which is a recorded session, which I can just record or upload a recorded video with you, and I can be available online for chats and stuff like that. So any 3 of these you can use, and you can create a session, you can enter the session name, you can write a description and choose when it occurs. It can occur once, it can occur daily, it can occur weekly, monthly, or anytime you want. Start date, the duration, the time. You can enable or disable registrations for this session, and you can just create a session and go ahead with it. This is, so if I put on my video, this is how you can see my face, and then the entire this is the chat console, the entire slide deck you can see with upcoming slides here. And here I can see the number of attendees, and there are 2 trainers here, and there are questions. I can take polls, I can chat with you like I have been doing. I can invite a user using his email ID also. And after I finish talking to you, I can go to Showtime and I can get the analytics and the overview of the session right here. So there is an overview, say 54 were the total registrations, 22 of them attended, this is the date, and this is the length of the session. Okay, the engagement was good, or was it poor, or was it weak? And then there's an evaluation. Since we've taken a look at all the 5 products, let's come back to Momentum Design Labs and see what is the task that they are doing, that is at hand, that they want to use these 5 products for. So the task at hand is a landing page about remote work. So Momentum Design Labs wants to do a landing page about remote work and everything there is to know about remote work. So as we looked at it before, there are 4 teams in Momentum Design Labs. The content team, who is responsible for the content that goes into the page and makes sure that every basis of remote work has been covered. That's the content team's job. Then comes the design team, who's responsible for the wireframe and the design elements of the page that will go into it. And then there's the marketing team, who's responsible for SEO traction, email campaigns, promotions, and everything surrounding that. And then comes the training team, who's responsible for taking training classes and webinars for customers about remote work, training them about remote work. Okay, so let's look at one by one how each of these teams use our products. Okay, so the content team. So the content team uses the writer, Zoho Writer, to jot down content. And what say I am the writer, and I use Zoho Writer to jot down content, and I invite other team members to share views and opinions in the document. I give them view and comment permission, wherein they can view the content. At the same time, they can comment what and where I need to change or where it can improve. I can also give and view and edit permission, wherein they themselves can go ahead and edit the document. But I choose to give view and comment permission to the team members, and in turn, I open my manager's console and I give my manager edit permission so that he can take a call on what needs to be edited. So, and then I use Click to create a channel for communication, say a landing discussions on landing page. My Click channel is called Discussion on Landing Page. I add all my team members there, and I start iterating on different versions of the text on the chat, and then whatever I think feels good, I go on to Connect, post a few of my iterations, and start talking to my colleagues about which one seems better when you read it, which one comes off as too lanky, which one comes off as very formal, which tone of writing do you think is correct. And then I used writers' capabilities and add infographics and analytics to the page, which spruce up the page after the writing is done. And then I store the document on Work Drive, which on my team folder, and thus automatically my entire team will have access to the document if and anytime they need to access it. So the content team has used Writer, they have used Click, they have used Connect, they have used Work Drive. They have used 4 products in order to create content for the landing page. Let's go ahead and see what the design team does. And the design team gets on to the same Click channel and bounces off ideas about if any of the marketers have any ideas of how the design should look like, whether the person who has come up with the content for the page needs to visualizes the page in a certain way. So all those ideas can be bounced off on the Click channel. Then he accesses content via the writer document shared by the content team. So remember, I shared the document on a writer document on Work Drive, and so he goes to Work Drive, accesses the document. I don't have to separately give the design team share the document with the design team separately. Then after the design team works on some iterations, it uploads some draft images on Connect and opens it up for discussions and reviews. And then he comes back to Click. He creates a poll. If you just type /poll in a chat bar in Click, you can just create a poll, add the options there, and see which is the popular opinion and which design he has to go ahead with. And then after he finishes making the wireframes, he uploads the finalized wireframes on Work Drive for ease of access for the entire team. So he has used Click, he has used Writer, he has used Work Drive, Connect, And that's it. Yes, let's go ahead. And then the marketing team iterates on relevant CTAs in the Click channel. They share some campaign templates and drafts on Connect for additional perspectives, just to look at how the campaign should go out. Should it be very formal? Should it address someone personally, or should it be very gimmicky? Or how do we need the tone of the email campaign to go out? So I shared some ideas on Connect, and then I jot down and share some social media copies on a writer document, and put it up on WorkDrive for everyone to access. The social media copies can be edited and iterated at the same time, and then I upload analytics on the landing page on WorkDrive. I have taken some analytics, some research for the page that I've done, what kind of audience can be targeted, and all those details. I've put it up on a file and I've put it up on WorkDrive. And then I create a slide deck for the page and upload it on Showtime for the training session. Now, me being the marketing team, I'm creating a slide deck of the entire process of the page and what all goes into the page. And I upload it on Showtime so that the training team, the team that comes after the marketing team, has ease of access to it and can use the slide deck to train our customers about remote work and everything around it. So now comes the training team. The training team creates a remote session on Showtime for training. It enables free registration for the session via Showtime, which is what I have done for this webinar also. And I upload the slide deck for the remote session. I create downloadable materials and upload them. Either it's a PPT or a PDF or a writer document, anything you can just upload and send it out to your registrants after you have finished your webinar or your training. And then I enable auto recording. So every time I record a session and later listen to it, I realize what mistakes I have done, where could it have been better, where could it have, the pace could have been slower. And at the same time, it makes for a very good knowledge base if you record your sessions. And then you create a poll, you ask your audience a few questions that you have in mind, and then you get analytics from Showtime at the end of it. You also design a certificate for training. You go ahead, you create there is a place in Showtime where you can create certificates. So you just put a logo, you put the name, and the content and template and all, everything is right there. You create a certificate for training, and after the training is over, you send the certificate soft copies to your people who attended your training session. And that's all that the training team does. So at the end, to wind up, just look at this slide. So there are these 4 teams: content team, design team, marketing team, and the training team, who has used these 5 applications to make a landing page live, to do everything about the landing page from start to finish. They have used Click for communication and iteration, Connect for more iterations and what are the things that are more popular, Writer for documentation, WorkDrive for storage, cloud storage, and Showtime for training of the customers and all other purposes related to it. So this was how Momentum Labs used 5 of our applications to smoothly make a landing page live, everything online without being able to see each other at any time. Thank you, all of you, for joining me today and sharing your time with me. I hope this session was useful, and I will see you back next week with some more webinars. Thank you.